Margaret Hayes had always prided herself on being organized. At 58, she had spent 32 years at Henderson Financial, working her way up from secretary to senior account manager. She knew every corner of that building, every face in every department. That Tuesday morning started like any other. Margaret was hurrying through the lobby, her arms full of quarterly reports, her mind already in the conference room where the 9 o'clock meeting waited. She wore her favorite cream blouse and black pencil skirt, her blonde hair pulled back in its usual neat bun. Her heels clicked purposefully across the polished floor. Then it happened. One moment she had everything under control. The next, her heel caught on something, and papers exploded into the air like startled birds. They scattered everywhere, sliding across that glossy lobby floor in every direction. Margaret's cheeks burned. She dropped to her knees immediately, trying to gather them up, her hands moving quickly, almost frantically. This wasn't how she operated. This wasn't professional. Here, let me help you. She looked up to see a young man, maybe in his late 20s, already crouching down beside her. He had kind brown eyes and dark hair that fell slightly across his forehead. He wore a white button-down shirt, sleeves rolled to his elbows, and carried a worn leather messenger bag across his shoulder. "Oh, thank you," Margaret said, still flustered. "I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened." "It's no problem at all," he said warmly, gathering papers with careful hands. "These floors can be tricky when you're in a hurry." She watched him for a moment, noting how gentle he was with the documents, making sure they didn't crumple. "You must be new here," she said. "I don't think we've met. Are you one of the summer interns?" He glanced up at her and something flickered in his eyes. A smile, just a small one. "Something like that," he said quietly. "Just started recently." "Well, welcome to Henderson," Margaret said, feeling her composure return. "I'm Margaret Hayes. I work in accounts on the 7th floor. If you need anything, any questions about how things work around here, you just let me know. I've been here a long time." "That's very kind of you," he said. "I appreciate that." They worked in silence for a moment, gathering the last of the papers. He handed her a neat stack, making sure the corners were aligned. His hands were steady, patient. "You know," Margaret said, "most young people today, they'd probably just walk right past, too busy with their phones. But you stopped. That says something good about you." He smiled again, softer this time. "My mother raised me to help when someone needs it. Old-fashioned, maybe." "Old-fashioned is underrated," Margaret said, and she meant it. "Thank you for this, really." "Any time, Margaret." She stood, smoothing her skirt, reports finally secure in her arms. "I didn't catch your name." "Daniel," he said. "Daniel Cross. Well, Daniel, thank you again. I'm sure I'll see you around," he nodded, shouldering his bag. "I'm sure you will." Margaret hurried to her meeting, feeling oddly lighter despite the embarrassment. That young man had been so kind, so genuine. It reminded her of when she was young, starting out, when people still took time to be decent to one another. The meeting ran long, as Tuesday meetings always did. By the time Margaret returned to her desk, she'd nearly forgotten about the incident in the lobby. She settled into her afternoon work, reviewing accounts, returning calls. Then her phone rang. It was Jessica from HR. "Margaret, Mr. Cross would like to see you in his office." Margaret frowned. "Mr. Cross? I don't know any Mr. Cross." There was a pause. "The new CEO, Margaret. He started last week. He'd like to meet with you at 2 o'clock. 15th floor." The phone went dead in Margaret's hand. Her stomach dropped like a stone. CEO. The new CEO, Daniel Cross. She'd heard the name in emails, seen it on memos. But she'd been so busy she hadn't attended any of the introduction meetings. Hadn't seen any photos? Oh no. She'd treated him like an intern. She'd offered to show him around. She'd called him a good young man. Margaret's hands trembled as she gathered her things. She wanted to disappear, to simply not exist for the next hour. But at 2 o'clock exactly, she stood outside the CEO's office on the 15th floor, her heart pounding. "Come in," his voice called. She pushed open the door. There he sat, behind a large desk, still in that white shirt, looking exactly as he had that morning. Except now he was behind the most important desk in the building. "Margaret," he said, standing. "Please, sit down." "Mr. Cross, I am so sorry," she began immediately, the words tumbling out. "I had no idea who you were. I've been so focused on the quarterly reports. I missed the introduction meetings. And I just assumed I shouldn't have assumed, and I'm so embarrassed." "Margaret," he said gently, interrupting her. "Please sit," she sat. Her hands gripped her knees. Daniel came around the desk and leaned against it, crossing his arms casually. His expression was warm, not angry. "Do you know why I asked you here?" To fire me?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "No," he said, and he smiled. "To thank you," Margaret blinked. "What?" "This morning, when you dropped those papers, you gave me something I haven't had in a very long time. You treated me like a normal person. Not like a CEO, not like someone you needed to impress. Just like a person who could help." She stared at him, confused. "And then," he continued, "you offered to help me. You, with 32 years of experience here, offered to guide me, to answer my questions. Do you know how rare that is? How valuable?" Margaret's eyes began to sting. I was just being polite." "You were being kind," he corrected. "There's a difference. Kindness is what this company needs more of. It's what I want to build here." He paused. "Your personnel file says you've been here since you were 26, that you know this company inside and out. That people trust you?" "I try," she said softly. "I'd like to take you up on your offer," Daniel said. "I'd like you to help me understand Henderson Financial. Not the numbers and reports. The people. The culture. The things that make this place work." He smiled. "I could use someone who's been here a while. Someone who isn't afraid to treat me like a regular person." Margaret felt tears slip down her cheeks before she could stop them. She wiped them quickly, embarrassed again. "I'm sorry." "I don't usually—" "It's okay," he said gently. "It's been a long day." She laughed through the tears. "You must think I'm a disaster." "I think you're exactly what this company needs," he said. "What do you say? Will you help me?" Margaret looked at him. This young CEO who could have been offended, who could have been distant and corporate, but who instead chose kindness. Who saw something in a flustered woman picking up papers and chose to see value instead of weakness. "Yes," she said. "I'd be honored." Daniel smiled, extending his hand. "Thank you, Margaret, truly." She shook his hand. And for the first time that day, she felt like everything would be all right. Sometimes, she thought, the smallest moments of kindness come back to us in ways we never expect. Sometimes, letting someone help you is the greatest gift you can give. And sometimes, the person you think needs your guidance is actually the one who reminds you what really matters. As Margaret left his office, she realized something. Getting older had taught her many things. But today she'd learned something new. That human connection, that simple kindness between two people still mattered most of all. And that was worth more than any title or position ever could be.